What happens when a beloved soul, singer's carefully crafted image collides with hard truths on live television? The answer might shock you. And what unfolded between Teddy Swims and Kelly Clarkson during what was supposed to be a routine promotional interview has everyone talking. Before we dive into this explosive confrontation that left studio audiences stunned and social media buzzing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you think really happened here. The Kelly Clarkson Show was running like clockwork that Tuesday afternoon. Teddy Swims, the Georgia native, whose powerful voice and tattooed exterior had captured millions of hearts, was scheduled for a standard 12-minute segment to promote his latest album. What started as friendly banter about his musical journey quickly took an unexpected turn when Kelly, known for her direct interviewing style, decided to dig deeper than anyone anticipated. "So Jade, I have to ask," Kelly began, using his real name with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Your rise to fame has been incredible to watch, but there's been some chatter online about your early performances versus what we're hearing now. Some fans are saying your voice sounds different, more produced. What's your response to that?" The question hung in the air like smoke. Teddy's usual easy grin faltered for just a moment, his fingers unconsciously adjusting his signature beanie. "Well, Kelly, I think that's just the natural evolution of an artist, you know. When you're performing in dive bars and posting covers on social media, the sound quality isn't exactly studio grade, right?" "But I'm not talking about sound quality," Kelly pressed, leaning forward slightly. "I'm talking about your actual vocal technique. There are vocal coaches online doing breakdowns, saying there are some inconsistencies that raise questions about authenticity in your recorded work." The studio audience, initially buzzing with excitement, began to sense the shift in energy. Teddy's media-trained smile stayed in place, but his posture stiffened. "I'm not sure what you're getting at. Kelly, are you questioning whether I can actually sing?" "I'm not questioning anything," she replied smoothly. "I'm just giving you a platform to address what people are saying because authenticity is everything in this business. Your whole brand is built on being this genuine, soulful guy who came from nothing. But some industry insiders are whispering that maybe the story isn't as organic as it appears." Teddy's jaw tightened. "Industry insiders? That's pretty vague, don't you think? If someone has something to say about my authenticity, they should say it to my face instead of hiding behind." The studio fell silent, the air thick with tension. Every micro-expression, every glance, every slight movement was captured for the cameras. This wasn't just a conversation anymore. This was a battle over truth, authenticity, and respect. "That's rich coming from someone who won their career on a reality show," Teddy said immediately, regretting the words as they left his mouth. The studio fell into a heavy silence. Kelly's expression hardened, and her voice turned ice cold. "At least I earned my spot on that reality show by actually singing live in front of millions of people. No auto-tune, no studio magic, just me and my voice. Can you say the same about your viral videos?" Teddy's face drained of color, realizing he had crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Kelly sat back, eyes blazing, and for a moment, the tension seemed insurmountable. "You want to go there?" she said quietly. Her calmness was like the eye of a storm, building pressure around them. "Fine, let's talk about reality shows versus reality," Teddy replied, his tone steadier now. "When I was posting covers on social media and performing in small venues, it wasn't about instant fame. It was about raw expression, connecting with people who could feel the story behind the music." Kelly opened her mouth to respond, but Teddy wasn't finished. "Your viral moment, the big break, that cover of Stay With Me. Do you want to tell the audience how many takes that actually was? Because I have it on good authority, it wasn't the spontaneous one-take miracle your team promoted it as." The accusation lingered in the air, like a dense fog. The studio crew exchanged worried glances, and Teddy's handler, visible just off camera, waved frantically, signaling for calm. But both Kelly and Teddy seemed oblivious to everything except each other. "Now, Kelly," Teddy said, leaning forward, "you're so threatened by artists who didn't have to go through traditional gatekeepers that you can't handle someone finding success on their own terms." Kelly laughed, but there was no humor in it. "On your own terms, Teddy? You've got a team of handlers, vocal coaches, image consultants, Social media experts fixing every post to seem authentic. You're as manufactured as any boy band, just better at hiding it. The audience was silent, some literally covering their mouths in disbelief. The room felt charged with electricity, as if the air itself was waiting for the next word to ignite the confrontation further. That's enough, Teddy said, standing abruptly, chair rolling backward. I don't have to sit here and let you destroy everything. I've worked for based on gossip and industry politics. Industry politics? Kelly's voice rose for the first time. This isn't politics. This is about integrity. Do you know how many genuine artists are struggling right now because manufactured personas like yours are taking up all the oxygen in the room? Teddy's hands tightened. The studio crew froze, unsure if a commercial break could save them from witnessing the confrontation spiral further. Every second was captured on camera, each frame loaded with tension, anger, and the clash of two very different philosophies about music, success, and authenticity. You want to know what I think this is really about? Teddy said, his voice dropping to a low, menacing whisper. I think you're bitter that the industry has changed, that your mad artists don't need to kiss the ring anymore, don't need to go through talent shows or record label politics to reach their audience. And I think you're especially mad that a tattooed guy from Georgia can do what you do without your approval. Kelly's eyes flashed with anger. My approval? Honey, you couldn't carry my vocals on your best day with a studio full of engineers fixing your pitch. And the fact that you think social media followers equal talent proves how delusional this generation of artists has become. There it is, Teddy said, pointing accusingly. The real Kelly Clarkson, not the bubbly talk show host, not the supportive mentor, but the bitter one who can't handle that the game has changed. The words seemed to hit Kelly like a physical blow. Her mouth opened slightly, a flash of hurt crossing her face before the fury returned. Has been, she repeated, her voice dripping with venom. Has been with multiple Grammys. Decades of sustained success. And the vocal range to sing circles around manufactured pretty boys like you. Teddy shot back, his tone steady but pointed. All that success, and you're still insecure about new artists. That's sad, Kelly. Maybe that's why your show is struggling in the ratings. The low blow hit its mark. Kelly's composure cracked completely. Get out, she said quietly, each word measured but ice cold. What? Teddy blinked, caught off guard by the sudden command. I said get out of my studio. This interview is over. Security will escort you if necessary. I'm done pretending to be professional while you insult everything I've worked for. Teddy stared for a moment, clearly not expecting it to reach this point. Then he straightened, regaining his trademark confidence. Fine by me. I don't need this platform anyway. I built my career without traditional media, and I'll keep building it the same way. He began to walk toward the exit, then paused, unable to resist one final shot. You know the difference between us, Kelly? When people listen to my music, they feel something real. When they listen to yours anymore, they remember when you used to be relevant. The words landed like a bomb in the silent studio. Kelly's face went through a rapid series of emotions, shock, hurt, then pure fury. But before she could respond, Teddy was already pulling off his microphone and dropping it onto his chair. Jade, don't do this. Kelly's voice cracked suddenly, pleading rather than angry. We can work this out. We can edit this down, make it work for both of us. But Teddy shook his head. Nah, Kelly. You want it authentic? Kelly's shoulders sagged slightly. For the first time since the confrontation began, she looked genuinely conflicted. The silence in the studio felt almost sacred, the air thick with the weight of their words. Teddy took a deep breath and began walking toward the studio exit, his steps deliberate. The security team followed closely, but he didn't glance back. Look, Kelly, don't get me wrong. I respect what you've accomplished. I understand the grind, the work, the pressure of the industry. But somewhere along the way, you forgot that tearing others down doesn't build the music world up. We're on the same side here. We both love music, and we both want real talent to thrive. But attacking me like this? That's not the way. Kelly remained standing, the cameras still rolling, her eyes scanning the emptying audience. For a moment, the anger in her gaze softened, replaced by a mixture of reflection and frustration. Maybe you're right about some things, she admitted quietly. Maybe I've gotten too comfortable, too quick to judge, but the questions still needed to be asked. I didn't do it the right way. Teddy paused at the edge of the set, looking back over his shoulder. The questions weren't the problem. It was the ambush. The way you framed it as if I was guilty before I could even respond. That's not journalism, Kelly. That's a hit job. Kelly's lips pressed together, her hands tightening into fists. I wanted honesty. I wanted the truth. I just didn't expect it to get this heated. Exactly, Teddy replied, his tone calmer now, yet still firm. I connect with my audience every day. They know who I am, what I've been through, and that I built this without relying on the system you swear by. They know authenticity when they see it. In this conversation, this isn't about ratings. It's about respect. The studio fell silent. Crew members quietly adjusted equipment, some exchanging awkward glances, knowing they had witnessed something remarkable, something that would ripple through social media and entertainment news for days. Even the audience seemed frozen in place, caught between shock, awe, and disbelief. Kelly's shoulders sagged, her expression unreadable as she slowly nodded. Maybe I did come on too strong. Maybe I assumed too much about how you got here. The industry has changed, and maybe I haven't adapted the way I should have. Teddy smiled faintly, a subtle nod acknowledging her concession. The world has changed, Kelly. Artists don't need your permission anymore. Social media, self-promotion, connecting directly with fans, these aren't shortcuts. They're a new path, a path that lets real talent shine. I'm just asking for a little understanding. That's all. She exhaled slowly, her eyes lingering on him as he turned toward the exit once more. Maybe you're right. I let my pride get in the way. Teddy paused, one last look over his shoulder. We both want the same thing, Kelly. Real music. Real talent. Let's not lose sight of that, even if we clash along the way. With that, he walked out of the audience left buzzing, the world watched. And the story of that confrontation became an instant part of music history.